25 lakh units. That's what Honda sold of the Activa range in FY 2024. That's 2.5 million units of the most popular scooter in India. So you know it's a big deal when Honda goes electric with the Activa. And to be very true, expectations have been skyrocketing as to what the Activa E has to offer. Because it's not just an electrified Activa, this is a completely new platform, all new looks and a whole lot more. And more importantly, this is Honda's foray in the e-mobility segment, which means an all-new customer base. So does the Activa E live up to the expectations? Hello and welcome to HT Auto. My name is Samir Contractor and we are here to answer all that and more. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to HT Auto to never miss an update from us. The new Activa E won't win any points on style, but it has a familiar yet new look. All new from the ground up, it's developed specifically for the Indian market. The design is simple, with the LED headlamp and DRL bringing a modern touch. There is little to remind you of the petrol-powered Honda Activa, but you will instantly recognize it as a scooter that will appeal to everyone in the family. The Activa E will age gracefully. There are 12-inch wheels at both ends with stylish alloys, while the paint quality and plastics exude a long-lasting feel. The ergonomics on the Activa E are actually quite nice. Let me get on the scooter and I'll tell you just how comfortable this is. Plenty of room on the floorboard, just enough in terms of knee room as well. And as you can see, plenty of space for the pillion as well. I'm a larger rider, but even then I think there's just decent space to accommodate a pillion. Now the overall riding position is quite nice and comfortable. For taller riders, the handlebar may seem a little low, but apart from that, I think this works rather well. And that's something a lot of people will like. When it comes to storage though, that's where I think the scooter has missed out on a bit. You do get these cubby holes at the inner apron, but they can't even hold the bottle. Maybe a bit few knickknacks here and there, but that's about it. Having said that, this comes with removable batteries, which means there is no underseat storage. The swappable batteries that you see here actually take up all the underseat storage, so there's no real utility here except for this small pocket, maybe for a first aid kit and a toolkit, but that's about it. The feature list is extensive on the top spec variant. There's a 7-inch TFT screen with the features via the Honda RoadSync Duo app. There's Bluetooth connectivity for call and SMS alerts, OTA updates, navigation with eSwap locations and more. The toggle switch controls the functions and the unit is intuitive to use with easy readability and a rider-friendly interface. The Activa E also gets the smart key function with keyless start, remote seat unlock, illumination and more as standard. Talking about performance, well, it gets a swinger mounted motor and I have to say that this was a pleasant surprise in the way it rides. The motor is powerful as you would expect from an electric scooter, but what really impresses is the riding modes. Economy is of course dull, but you get the standard and sport mode, and I really enjoyed myself in that sport mode. Honda may not outright say it, but this is the sportiest Activa they've made yet, and I really enjoyed myself today in the roads of Bengaluru. What really works is also the suspension setup. It gets telescopic forks up front, twin shocks at the rear, and it is nice and plush. The ride quality is quite nice, and add to that a sporty performance, especially with very nice calibration at the throttle. All of this comes together rather well. And for anybody looking at a family scooter that can give you some of that oomph, some of that performance, the Activa E will surely not disappoint. Maneuverability through traffic is easy and the scooter feels nimble. High-speed stability is impressive, but performance is mostly restricted between 50 to 70 km per hour with quick overtakes. Braking is progressive with a disc at the front and a drum brake at the rear, helping shed speeds quickly. There is no regenerative braking on the electric scooter. But the key difference on the Activa E and other electric scooters is its swappable batteries. So, how does it work? Now what you see behind me is what Honda calls an e-swap station. Essentially, this is where the removable battery goes, the swappable battery as you call it, and this is where you rent it out from. You don't own the battery, you rent it. So the batteries go under the seat, and this is what it looks like. You first remove the locks, and before you swap in, you get something like the RFID key card that I have in my hand right now. Every customer of the Activa E will get one of these that will come with access to this e-swap station. So you tap it here, essentially starts the machine and makes way for 2 batteries. Now it tells me to return 2 batteries, which I will do now. This is a mighty 10 kg battery over here. I push it in. Number 1. This is another 10 kg battery, and that goes in there. Now it tells me checking for batteries. It's checking the health of the batteries I just added to the e-swap station, and it now tells me to remove 2 new batteries and remove it from these. So you can see the glowing batteries here. These are fully charged and ready to use. So I just pull them out. First battery goes in. I pull out the second battery, and this goes back into the scooter. Put the locks in, and all of this done in under a minute. The battery swapping tech acts as an instant range solution, resolving range anxiety altogether. Swap the batteries and you're good to go for another 100 odd kilometers with ease. Can Honda's game-changing technology revolutionize the Indian electric mobility segment? I have to say I'm very impressed with what the Activa E has to offer, but is everything really that good for me to recommend it to you? Well, this is not the end of the review, so I'm gonna say no. There's plenty you need to know more about it, and let's dive into it, which is the mathematics behind the scooter. So what exactly is the mental math I'm talking about? Well, you see, you pay 1,51,000 rupees for this top spec variant. You pay 1,17,000 rupees for the base variant of the Activa E. But that's just the ex-showroom cost. What you pay after that is the battery rental or subscription model that Honda is bringing with the Activa E. Now, for 40 kilometers per day, you will pay a monthly rental of 2,000 rupees plus GST. You also get a 100 kilometer per day option, which obviously offers more range, and that is 3,500 rupees plus GST on a monthly basis. That's a fixed cost month on month along with the scooter. Think of it as an EMI for the battery without really owning the battery. This is a newer concept, and I do think that will take a lot of time, or at least a lot of education, to give the customer and make them understand how that works. And to me, honestly, that's like a recurring cost that I do not want to have. I would like to have the fixed battery that gives me the option to use it the way I want, charge it the way I want. Currently, this does not come with a charging station or a charging point at all. You cannot plug it in and charge it at home. You have to go to a swapping station, and that means you need to have a swapping station around you. Now in Bengaluru, where Honda is already experimented with that, they have a swapping station in a 5 kilometer radius across the city. They've built it over the years. They will have to do this across other major cities as well, where only then can the adoption of the Activa E become more seamless, because it is a physical task. You have to actually go there, remove it, put it back in. That is a physical task. But what I would have liked, honestly, is a lower cost of ownership with the Activa E. That, I think, is where Honda is missing the mark, because it is priced at a premium, but at the same time, the cost of the battery pack itself is quite a premium at the moment. The new Activa E commands a significant premium over its rivals, especially with the battery packs not a part of the ex-showroom cost. A more accessible price tag would have made it truly a model for the masses, which the petrol-powered Activa has always been. Honda will need a comprehensive swapping network in each market, which is extremely necessary for the electric Activa's success. The brand will commence sales in Bengaluru first, followed by Mumbai and Delhi by April this year. Will Honda's bets pay off? We are eagerly waiting to find out. That was our story of the new Honda Activa E. I have to say I like the product for what it is, but it could have been better when it comes to pricing, and of course the whole convoluted battery swapping cost and strategy there. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this, and how do you think it would play out for you? Would you go to swap batteries? Is that something that you're okay with, or fixed batteries are the way to go? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as we always say, seat belts, in a car, helmets on a two-wheeler. My name is Samir Contractor. This is HT Auto. I'll see you in the next one.